Senate Committee on Air Force, Distinguished Senator Bala Ibn Na'Allah. Chairman Senate Committee on Women Affairs and Youth, Distinguished Senator Betty Apiafi. Chairman House Committee on Air Force, Honorable Shehu Mohammed Koko. The Deputy Chairman House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Vincent Ofumelu, and other distinguished members of the National Assembly here present. The representative of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Director General Services, Ministry of Defense, Mrs. Tunike Wati. The Chief Host, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal S.B. Abubakar, Distinguished Flying Staff. Representatives of the Chief of Defense Staff and Chiefs of Army and Naval Staff. Directors from Ministry of Defense, branch chiefs, commandants of tri-service institutions, air officers commanding, senior officers both serving and retired, the National President Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, Hajia Hafsat Sadiq Abubakar, and other members of the association here present, officers, airmen, airwomen, family, friends, and well-wishers, gentlemen on the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today for this epoch-making event, and I'm privileged to witness yet another milestone achievement by female officers in an area that has been hitherto male-dominated. I am indeed honored this morning to welcome you all to Air Marshal M.D. Umar Blue Room, venue for this historic winging ceremony of NAF pilots, inclusive of the first female fighter jet pilots and first female helicopter pilots, as well as the decoration ceremony of the first female air warrant officer in the Nigerian Air Force. I am Wing Commander R.S. Bello, the Master of Ceremony for today's winging ceremony. Assisting me this morning is Flight Lieutenant G.A. Tonga. We have a total of 13 officers who have undergone several months of intensive flying training and have successfully qualified as pilots. Also, for the first time in the history of the Nigerian Air Force, a female senior non-commissioned officer will be decorated with the enviable rank of Air Warrant Officer. Today's ceremony is significant because it is in tandem with the Chief of the Air Staff's vision, which is to reposition the Nigerian Air Force into a highly professional and disciplined force through capacity building initiatives for effective, efficient, and timely employment of air power in response to Nigeria's national security imperatives. The guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, before the commencement of this ceremony proper, shall we please rise as we recite the second stanza of the national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Thank you very much. You may please take your seats. The guests of honor, my distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is our tradition in the Nigerian Air Force to acquaint our esteemed guests with safety measures put in place in case of an emergency in this hall. In this regard, please permit me to invite the Assistant Director Plans, Wing Commander D.E. Daniels, to give the safety brief.
Our distinguished and highly esteemed special guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talen, Officer of the Federal Republic. Permit me, Ma, to stand on the already established protocol. I am Wing Commander D.E. Daniels, the Assistant Director, Strategic Plans, Headquarters, Nigerian Air Force, and in the next 5 minutes, I'll be running you through the safety brief of this hall. I will commence by orienting you from my position. We are in the MD Umar Blue Room located in the central section of the 3rd floor of Headquarters Nigerian Air Force building. There are 2 exits in this room. The front exit, which also serves as main entrance, is located right opposite the high table, and the second exit is right behind the high table. For your convenience, there are 2 lavatories at the left-hand side of the main entrance and exit door. You are free to use them if you have need to do so. I will now take you through the emergency procedure in the event of any emergency requiring evacuation from this room. Please note that there are 3 entrance and exit points on the ground floor of this building, one by the north wing and the other by the south wing. There is also the central exit, which is restricted for the use of the Chief of Air Staff, our very important dignitaries seated here today, and branch chiefs. These points remain open for use. Also on the ground floor, there are 3 additional emergency exits located at the rear ends of the 3 columns of this building. The keys to these emergency exits are kept at the offices closest to them. Additionally, the central column on all the floors terminates at the rear staircase leading to the ground floor. In the event of an emergency, the exit doors have a staircase that take you to the ground floor and out of the building. In the event of an emergency, the exit doors will be opened by those tasked to do so. The regular entrances and exits are marked in blue, while the emergency exits are marked in red, as shown on the screen. Now to procedure for evacuation. In the event of an emergency, a fire alarm will be sounded, and thereafter there will be a follow-up announcement through the public address system installed in the building detailing the evacuation procedure for all occupants. You are strongly advised not to use the elevators during emergency, but rather use the staircases, which are located at the east, my right side, the west end, which is my left side, and the central column of this building. Please avoid panic and stampede to prevent unnecessary casualty. In this regard, the Chief of the Air Staff will lead our special guests through the back door first, followed by the branch chiefs to the ground floor, while directors and others will exit from the main entrance door to exit from both the east and west end of the building. This is, however, subject to specific instructions that may be issued on the public address system. Finally, to muster point. Upon exiting the building, everyone is expected to assemble at the muster point, which is located at the front of Headquarters Nigerian Air Force building for further briefing. The muster point is as indicated on the sketch diagram displayed on the screen. Thank you for your rapt attention, and please do enjoy the rest of your stay in the MD Umar Blue Room. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the safety brief. The guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, to set the stage for this ceremony, may I respectfully invite the Chief of Training and Operations, Headquarters Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal I.O. Amao, for the welcome address. The seat up, sir.
Chairman, House Committee on Air Force, Honorable Shehu Mohammed Tuku, the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development, the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Chief Host, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abaka, Distinguished Flying Star, representatives of the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff, directors from Ministry of Defense, branch chiefs, commandant of tri-service institutions, air officer commanding, senior officers both serving and retired, the national president, Nigerian Air Force Officers Wives Association, and other members of the association here present, officers, airmen and airwomen, family, friends, and well-wishers, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Chief of the Air Staff to this pilot winging ceremony and decoration of the first female air warrant officer in the Nigerian Air Force, which is another milestone achievement by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, Distinguished Flying Star. In line with one of the key drivers of the Chief of Air Staff's vision, which is human capacity development through robust and result-oriented training for enhanced professional performance. The Nigerian Air Force has continued to train personnel to meet our professional needs, particularly the need for more pilots to man ever-increasing platforms of the Nigerian Air Force inventory. This morning, as it is customary in the Nigerian Air Force within the past 4 years, we will be witnessing another winging ceremony of 13 student pilots, 6 of whom were trained at Westline Aviation Limited, South Africa. Another 6, including the first female helicopter pilot in the Nigerian Air Force, were trained at Starlight International Training Academy in South Africa. Last but not the least is the first female fighter pilot trained at Columbus Air Force Base, United States of America. These new pilots will no doubt boost the pilot manning needs of the service, as their deployment to the various Nigerian Air Force platforms will enhance fulfillment of its constitutional role of the Nigerian Air Force, especially in the ongoing operation in the Northeast and the Northwest. The special guest of honor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to give a brief highlight on the flying training courses the officers have successfully completed. The 13 pilots to be winged today comprised 12 helicopter pilots and 1 fixed-wing pilot. The first ever female fighter pilot in the Nigerian Air Force was trained in the United States Air Force under the prestigious Aviation Leadership Program from 31st January 2018 to 16 August 2019. Similarly, the officers that attended Westline Aviation Limited, South Africa, commenced their flying training on 20th August 2018 and completed the course on 10 September 2019. While flying training for the Nigerian Air Force student pilots at Starlight International Training Academy in South Africa was conducted from 9th August 2018 to 12th October 2019. It is worthy to mention that 4 of these officers, while training in South Africa, undertook the Agusta 109 powered helicopter initial type rating training in Italy, thereby becoming operational before the completion of the flying training. This is a unique achievement in the history of the Nigerian Air Force. All this points to the fact that the 13 officers have gone through the rigors of flying training, and their inclusion into the Elite Pilot Corps will no doubt enhance pilot disposition, especially as the Nigerian Air Force is inducting additional platforms. It is pertinent at this juncture to state that, notwithstanding these achievements, the Nigerian Air Force will continue to collaborate with allied countries to train personnel to meet our operational needs. As we speak, there are 14 student pilots undergoing training in the United States of America, comprising 2 at United States Air Force for the undergraduate pilot training, and 12 student pilots at civic helicopter undergoing basic helicopter training, while 2 students are currently undergoing basic flying training in Indian Air Force. Also, 4 student pilots are being processed for combat helicopter training at the United States Army Aviation for Troca. Furthermore, 10 student pilots have been processed for military-style rotary wing pilot training at Coban Aviation Service in the United Kingdom. Most of the trainings are tailored towards ensuring that the pilots on graduation are mission ready. All these in addition to training in other Air Force specialties at home and abroad. It is worthy of mention that the Nigerian Air Force leadership, the Nigerian Air Force under the leadership of Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, distinguished flying staff, has trained 22,841 personnel, comprising 2,414 foreign trained and 24,427 locally trained personnel in different specialties in the last 4 years. This is unprecedented in the history of the Nigerian Air Force. Please, another round of applause. All this goes to reinforce the Chief of Air Staff drive to improve the professionalism of the Nigerian Air Force personnel through deliberate and targeted specialist training. The special guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, it is with heartfelt joy that I welcome you all once again on behalf of the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, and the entire Nigerian Air Force family to the winging ceremony of this 13th youngest Nigerian Air Force pilot and decoration of the first female air warrant officer. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, the sit-up, sir. The guests of honor, my distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually getting to the climax of today's occasion. Next on the program of events is the remarks by our amiable and indefatigable Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal S.B. Abubakar, distinguished flying star. May I respectfully invite the Chief of the Air Staff to give his remarks. The Chief of the Air Staff, sir.
Our very distinguished and esteemed special guest of honor, and the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Jane Pauline Talen, OFR, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, retired, ably represented by the Director of Air Force Ministry of Defense, our Chairman, Senate Committee on the Air Force, distinguished Senator Bala Ibn Allah, who is also an aviator and a lawyer as well, Chairman, Senate Committee on Women Affairs and Youth, distinguished Senator Betty Apiafi, Chairman, House Committee on Air Force, Honorable Shehu Muhammad Koko, Representative of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, Director, General Services, Ministry of Defense, representatives of the Chiefs of Defense, Army and Naval Staff, directors from Ministry of Defense, branch chiefs, commandants of tri-service institutions, air officers commanding, senior officers both serving and retired, NAFOA National President, my wife, Hajia Hafsa Sadiq, officers, airmen and airwomen, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored and very delighted this morning to welcome you all to this unique occasion of the winging ceremony of 13 Nigerian Air Force pilots who recently completed their flying training abroad and qualified for the award of the Nigerian Air Force prestigious wing. Today, indeed, marks another milestone in the history of the Nigerian Air Force, and I'm highly excited to be part of it. I'm particularly happy because out of the 13 pilots to be winged are 2 female regular combatant officers. Not only because they are female officers, but they are also outstanding aviators. While one of the 2 pilots is the first female fighter pilot in the 55 years history of our service, the second one is the first female combat helicopter pilot in the history of the Nigerian Air Force. The first female pilot was trained by the United States Air Force following an excellent performance during her initial flying training course at 401 Flying Training School in Kaduna, while the second graduated from Starlight International Training Academy. They both performed excellently well during their training. It is common knowledge that of all resources available to a leader or manager, the human resource is the most important. This is because the human resource drives all other resources pursuant to the attainment of organizational objectives. It is predicated on this consideration that the Nigerian Air Force spares nothing at developing its human resource capital. This desire for excellence is even more compelling in the face of current and perceived future national security challenges. Accordingly, Nigerian Air Force has continued to invest in human capacity building since the service is a veritable instrument for maintenance of national security. The Nigerian Air Force will continue to discharge her constitutional responsibility of protecting Nigeria's sovereignty and integrity. Our records indicate that as of today, we have trained a total of 67 instructor pilots since 2015. Furthermore, we have winged, with the winging of today's 13 pilots, total number of pilots trained since 2015 comes to 101 pilots. Currently, we have 61 pilots undergoing ab initio and basic flying training, while 50 are undergoing various forms of advanced flying training courses, both locally and abroad. As such, we are highly delighted to see the reward of our collective efforts. I am confident that the Nigerian Air Force, and indeed Nigeria, will soon be reaping the benefits that these pilots will undoubtedly add to our operations. In a bid to consolidate our gains on the fighter aircraft stream and our force projection outlook, all hands have been on deck to increase the number of serviceable L-39ZA aircraft for basic fighter training. Also increase serviceability of the Alpha jets as inspired continuous advanced fighter training locally. More so, with the Nigerian Air Force preparing to receive 2 additional helicopter gunships, our counterinsurgency efforts will soon be greatly enhanced. Furthermore, it is envisaged that with the induction of the Super Tucano aircraft into the Nigerian Air Force inventory, our fighter training efforts will also be greatly enhanced. All these are complemented by ongoing efforts at reactivating grounded aircraft locally with our technical partners, which has improved our maintenance capabilities and afforded our technicians the opportunity to benefit from on-the-job training. These achievements have saved the nation scarce foreign resources. To our young pilots about to be winged today, I congratulate you and your family members and join you to celebrate your achievement. I must also implore you to be prepared for the odious task ahead of you as you fit into the operational flying environment. I must add that the mission of a fruitful flying career has just begun, and as such, you must stay inspired. You must open your minds to learn and be prepared to be guided by your senior colleagues in the field. Please permit me to borrow from the words of Air Vice Marshal J.E. Johnson of the Royal Air Force, who once quoted, and I quote, "Great pilots are made, not born. A man may possess good eyesight, sensitive hands, and perfect coordination, but the end result is only fashioned by steady coaching, much practice, and experience," unquote. In this regard, you must note that you require a lot of discipline, diligence, humility, loyalty, result-oriented training in order to succeed in this great profession. Therefore, do not forget the 3 Ds to success, which are drive, discipline, desire to be better every day. The current national security situation requires us to remain highly committed and focused. We must be willing, able, and ready always. I therefore urge you to be ready to respond swiftly whenever and wherever you are called upon in defense of our national sovereignty and interest. We are also witnessing this morning another groundbreaking feat in the Nigerian Air Force. The first female air warrant officer will be decorated during this event. She has braced all odds and established herself as more than worthy of the promotion to this enviable rank. Let me seize this opportunity to congratulate you for your achievement, and I also urge others to follow in your footsteps. Finally, I most sincerely appreciate the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for graciously supporting us and creating an enabling environment for us to discharge our constitutional mandate professionally and responsibly. I also want to specially thank the special guest of honor, the Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talen, Officer of the Federal Republic, for accepting to grace this occasion as special guest of honor. I also want to specially thank members of the National Assembly that are seated here with us to support us. I must not also fail to appreciate the Honorable Minister of Defense for his continuous support and guidance. Permit me also to appreciate the Chief of Defense Staff, as well as other service chiefs, ministries, departments, and agencies of government for their contribution and their continuous support to the Nigerian Air Force. Let me equally appreciate our credible partners, the United States Air Force, as well as Starlight International Training Academy and Westland Aviation Academy, who train these young pilots. We look forward to more fruitful partnerships. I want to also especially appreciate the President Nafoa and her distinguished members that are here with us. I'm sure you are here not because we have female officers that are staff officers, and the Air Officers Air Training Command, Air Officer Commanding Air Training Command, who gave these young pilots the initial training in Kaduna that made them to qualify, and by the special grace of God, we are today here to celebrate their achievement. Once again, I welcome all that are here and wish our young pilots equal number of takeoffs and landings. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. The guest of honor, my distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the very moment we've all been waiting for, which is the decoration of the new pilots with their pilot wings. These young pilots are about to be decorated with their pilot wings today. The wings are a symbol of their hard and tireless work. They have trained and toiled day and night under different weather conditions in order to earn and to proudly wear these wings. Once again, please let's appreciate our pilots with a resounding round of applause. It is no mean feat, but a special recognition for these young female officers who, against all odds, worked equally hard. A round of applause for them. It is said that what a man can do, a woman can do. Well, let me hide under the cover of a special guest of honor and add better. The decoration of these officers with pilot wings signifies their official induction as pilots of the prestigious Nigerian Air Force. The guest of honor, my distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to take a minute to highlight why today is very historic. For the first time in the history of Nigerian Air Force, a female officer will be winged as a fighter pilot, while another will be winged as helicopter pilot. Shall we please put our hands together for the Chief of the Air Staff? Who has created an enabling environment for women in the Nigerian Air Force to compete favorably with their male counterparts in various fields such as flying, engineering, and regiment, just to mention a few. Indeed, this is the beginning of a new dispensation in the Nigerian Air Force. As of today, the Nigerian Air Force has a total of 6 female pilots, inclusive of the 2 who will be decorated with their wings shortly. There are a number of other female pilots undergoing flying training in different parts of the world, and by this time next year, the number would have increased significantly. So once again, with a resounding applause, let's appreciate the Chief of the Air Staff for making all this possible.
The winging will be conducted in this manner. The recipients will be called out one after the other. Thereafter, I shall invite some of our distinguished invited guests, assisted by the Chief of the Air Staff, for the winging of the young officers. First on the list is Flying Officer MACD NAV/4168. Flying Officer Mohammed Abdurrahman CD was born on 3rd November 1990 in Kano State. He hails from Kano Municipal Local Government Area of Kano State. He attended Kano Day Science College from 2002 to 2008 and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 62nd Regular Course in 2010. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in 2015. Flying Officer CD is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Robinson 22 and 44, the Gazelle S341, the Bell 206, and the Augusto 109E. The officer is single, and at his leisure time, he enjoys reading, horse riding, playing basketball, and swimming. Next is Flying Officer A. Sharu, NAV/4463. Flying Officer Al Hassan Sharu was born on the 17th of April 1992 in Kaduna. He hails from Bida Local Government Area of Niger State. He attended Air Force Secondary School, Kaduna from 2004 to 2010 and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in 2017. Flying Officer Al Hassan Sharu is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Robinson 22 and 44, Gazelle S341, and the Bell 206. His hobbies include reading, watching news, and constructive arguments. Next is Flying Officer J.T. Omobowale, NAF oblique 4473. Flying Officer Joseph Tolulope Omobowale was born on 7th of August 1994 in Kaduna State. He hails from Odogbolu local government area of Ogun State. He attended Standard Foundation School, Kaduna, from 2004 to 2010, after which he gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in 2017, and he is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Cabri Gimbal G2CA, the Robinson 66, and the AS365 Dolphin. Flying Officer J.T. Omobowale is single and enjoys playing video games, watching football, and traveling. The next officer to be winged this morning is Flying Officer C.E. Iregulem, NAF oblique 4478. Flying Officer Chibuzo Emmanuel Iregulem was born on the 20th of July 1994 in Ikeja, Lagos State. He attended Command Secondary School, Abakaliki, from 2002 to 2008, and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in September 2017. Flying Officer C.E. Iregulem is rated on the following aircraft, which include the Diamond 40, the Camry Gimbal G2CA, the Robinson 66, and the AS365 Dolphin. Flying Officer Iregulem is single and at his leisure time enjoys playing volleyball, football, reading, and traveling. Next is Flying Officer A. Usman, NAF oblique 4483. Flying Officer Abubakar Usman was born on the 4th of March 1994 and hails from Maradun local government area of Zamfara State. He attended Tebo Secondary School, Zaria, from 2005 to 2011, and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular force in 2012. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in 2017. Flying Officer Abubakar Usman is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Robinson 22 and 44, the Gazelle S341, and the Bell 206. His hobbies include reading and philosophizing. Next is Flying Officer M. Abubakar, NAF oblique 4484. Flying Officer Muhammad Abubakar was born on 18th June 1993 in Jos, Plateau State. He hails from Moving North local government area of Adamawa State. He attended Tawhid Secondary School, Jos, from 2006 to 2011, after which he gained admission into the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of the 64 regular course. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in September 2017. Flying Officer M. Abubakar is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Robinson 22 and 44, Gazelle S341, and the Bell 206. He is single and enjoys reading military pamphlets and watching nature. Next is Flying Officer S.I. Shuaibu, NAF oblique 4488. Flying Officer Ishak Shuaibu was born on the 7th of January 1995 in Zaria, Kaduna State. He hails from Dange, Shuni local government area of Sokoto State. He attended Air Force Military School, Jos, from 2005 to 2011, and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned as a pilot officer into the Nigerian Air Force in September 2017. Flying Officer S.I. Shuaibu is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Camry Gimbal G2CA, Robinson 66, and the AS365 Dolphin. Flying Officer S.I. Shuaibu is single, and at his leisure time, he enjoys playing football and photography. We also have Flying Officer P.P. Karimo, NAV/4489. Flying Officer Perry Peremobowe Karimo was born on 3rd of September 1995 in Calabar, Cross River State. He hails from Southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. He attended Nigerian Navy Secondary School, Abeokuta, from 2005 to 2011. He gained admission into the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012 and was commissioned as a pilot officer into the Nigerian Air Force in 2017. Flying Officer P.P. Karimo is rated on the following aircrafts, which include the Diamond 40, Robinson 22 and 44, the Gazelle S341, Bell 206, and the Augusta 109E. He is single, and his hobbies are playing football, using the gym, and traveling. Next is Flying Officer M.O. Uzoma, NAV/4510. Flying Officer Michael Osita Uzoma was born on the 9th of May 1994 in Owerri, Imo State. He hails from Ahiazo Mbese local government area of Imo State. He attended Christ the King College, Owerri, from 2005 to 2011, and thereafter gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned as a pilot officer into the Nigerian Air Force in September 2017. The officer is rated on the following aircraft: the Robinson 22 and 44, Gazelle S341, and the Bell 206. The young officer is single, and at his leisure time, he enjoys going to the gym, reading interesting books, swimming, and engaging in productive discussions. Next is Flying Officer A. Saliu, NAV/4524. Flying Officer Abdulaziz Saliu was born on the 20th of January 1995 in Minna, Niger State. He hails from Okene local government area of Kogi State. He attended Federal Government College, Minna, from 2005 to 2011, and later gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in 2017. Flying Officer A. Saliu is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Camry Gimbal G2CA, Robinson 66, and the AS365 Dolphin. Flying Officer A. Saliu is single, and at his leisure time, he enjoys playing video games, drawing, and traveling. Next is Flying Officer K.E. Omoragbon, NAV/4533. Flying Officer Kizito Efe Omoragbon was born on 30th of September 1994 in Evoesi, Edo State. He hails from Orhion local government area of Edo State. He attended Oka Secondary School, Benin, from 2004 to 2011, after which he gained admission into the Nigerian Defense Academy as a member of 64 regular course in 2012. The officer was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force as a pilot officer in September 2017. Flying Officer K.E. Omoragbon is rated on the following aircraft: the Diamond 40, the Camry Gimbal G2CA, Robinson 66, the AS365 Dolphin, and the Augusta 109E. He is single, and his hobbies are listening to music, swimming, and playing football. The first female pilot to be winged today is Flying Officer T. Arotile.
Flying Officer T. Arotile. I was admitted into the Nigerian Defense Academy on the 22nd of September 2012 and was commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force on the 16th of September 2017. I joined the military simply out of passion for it. Being a military personnel has been a long-term ambition. The courage and what they stand for is simply exceptional. Being a pilot, though not one of the frequently offered jobs for females, it is prestigious, and the thought of being somewhere else other than the ground for a living is quite interesting. Although being a pilot in the military isn't really a choice you get to make, but graciously, while training as a flight cadet, I was selected after undergoing a series of medical and academic screening, and 5 others were selected to undergo flying training at Starlight Aviation, Mossel Bay, South Africa, where I have recently obtained a private and commercial pilot license on the helicopter with the G2CA Cabri Gimbal, an instrument rating, as well as ratings on the R66 and tactical training on the AS365 Dolphin.
I would like to thank the Nigerian Air Force leadership for creating the enabling environment for personnel to thrive and achieve their dreams regardless of gender. I'm indeed grateful for this because there are no limits to what I can achieve as a pilot in the Nigerian Air Force.
Last but not the least is Flying Officer K.O. Sani, NAF /4490.
I'm Flying Officer Kifayat Omalara Sani. I was admitted into the Nigerian Defense Academy on the 22nd of September 2012. And then I graduated from the academy and became an officer in the Nigerian Air Force on the 16th of September 2017. Our team motivation comes from passion, and I guess it was due to my passion for being very active and always wanting to, test my strength among men. So along the line, I found out that joining the armed forces was probably one of the things that was going to project me and make me find myself. Being a pilot is not solely by choice, because in Nigerian Air Force, as a civilian pilot, you get to go through a series of exams, series of medical tests, and then after you actually pass those, you can actually be selected. My dreams first, of course, with the level of training I've gotten, is to help my country, my way to fight, just like you said, like a fighter pilot. And as well, to become an instructor, to train more people, let more people come after me. So there's going to be more people that will keep the ball going, keep the job going.
There you have it, another first in the Nigerian Air Force.
Indeed, another first for the Nigerian Air Force. May I respectfully invite the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal S.B. Abubakar, Distinguished Flying Star, for the decoration proper. I will also be inviting dignitaries to assist in winging our flying officers. Starting with, may I respectfully invite the Chief of Defense Policy and Plans, may I respectfully invite the Chief of Defense Policy and Plans, Air Vice Marshal N.A. Balogun, to wing Flying Officer CD. Thank you very much, sir. Please put your hands together for the Chief of Defense Policy and Plans as he returns to his seat. May I also respectfully invite the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Air Vice Marshal M.S. Usman, to Wing Flying Officer Sharu. Thank you very much, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, sir. You may please take your seat. May I respectfully invite the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff to Wing Flying Officer Omobo Wale. Thank you very much, the rep of the CNS, sir. Thank you very much, the rep of the CNS, sir. You may please take your seat. A round of applause for him. May I also respectfully invite the representative of the Chief of Army Staff to Wing Flying Officer Iregbulem. Thank you very much, the rep of the Chief of Army Staff, sir. You may please take your seats. A round of applause for him. May I respectfully invite the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff to Wing Flying Officer Usman.